So I don't know if it's just because censorship and all that is in the news lately, but I keep seeing this like all over the place over the last several days since it happened to Alex Jones. And now, honestly, if you haven't realized that already, Alex Jones was banned from basically the entire internet except Twitter, which I guess good on Twitter, even though they seem to be known for taking down all kinds of other people and banning them for no reason. For some reason, they kept Alex Jones, which is nice. I respect that. But it's happening to all other sorts of people. In fact, their website was down for a few hours. Like, I went to their website after someone in Australia said they couldn't get to their website, so it's not a local thing. I went to it and I couldn't either, and it's like, oh, what is happening? It's one thing to like, it's one thing to ban them from social media. It's another to take down their main website, which is absolutely nuts. But it's insane how quick this can happen. How this can just be sudden, like out of the blue, just suddenly happens. Because this just happened with Stefan Molyneux. Within 24 hours, his YouTube channel has received 2 community guideline strikes, likely as a result of a mass flagging campaign. It is now on the verge of total deletion. Please respectfully contact Team YouTube and alert them to this injustice. So this is something that, like, 3 strikes and you're out is how it works for YouTube. After the 3rd community strike, your channel is deleted. It's banned. And the way it works is, according to this at least, the way it's working for Stefan Molyneux is he's had videos up that have been up for months, for years. Right here it says, apparently I violated community standards by publishing a short video last year entitled The Death of White Males, which discussed the decline in life expectancy for white males, in part due to the opioid crisis. So that's not like he doesn't go out and post like, it's very rarely opinion, honestly. Like, a lot of what he posts is more just, this is the research. This is some research I did, and that's what I appreciate. Obviously, like, he has an agenda. He has a bias, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that, as long as he's doing it in good faith, with that, which I believe he is. He's just posting videos saying, like, this is the research I've done, or sometimes it's a lot of just, this is what I'm thinking of. Let me air it all out here, and let me know what you think. That is, like, what is wrong with those kind of channels? He doesn't attack people unless you're talking about groups of people, like bad parents, child molesters, those kind of people, in which case, why would YouTube ban someone for attacking, like, child molesters? Attacking in the verbal sense, instead of actually calling for violence. But we're talking about videos where all he does is just say, here are the stats that I found. Or, like, a lot of videos are like that. They're either, here are the stats, or here's what I'm thinking, let me know what you think. And now he has 2 YouTube strikes for the second one. The next day, Wednesday, I awoke to another strike, this time for a discussion I had with UK journalist Katie Hopkins. Now, as I write this, 2 other Freedom Main Radio videos have been set to private by YouTube and locked. One was called What Pisses Me Off About the YouTube Child Sex Scandal, and the other was a chat I had with Tom Golden, a psychotherapist and the author of Helping Mothers Be Closer to Their Sons, Understanding the Unique World of Boys, and the Way Men Heal. So do these sound like videos, especially that last one, do these sound like videos that should be set to private? Like, this seems to be like a mass flagging campaign, because again, they're year-old videos that all of a sudden YouTube was just like, okay, this is a community guideline strike. So most likely someone tried to mass flag him, or groups of people did. Although that might not be the case. I have no idea, but that seems to be the most likely option. And the thing is, these are 2. Like, these are 2 videos, or 2 strikes. Sorry, 2 strikes that got hit in just 2 days. And as he's mentioned, like, his channel is 12 years old. Like, that's a lot of videos. Over 4,000 podcasts. Not all of them are videos, but most of them. And now he's unable to publish to YouTube for 2 weeks, which is absolutely ridiculous. So the whole point of this is, again, like, we're running out of time. That, like, the unfortunate thing with, like, the Alex Jones channel is a lot of that stuff is gone. Like, that stuff, as far as I can tell, is gone, and you can't find it. A lot of the old shows. And now, I mean, it's more of a new show, so it's like, is it really that big of a loss that we lost a video that he uploaded in 2012 talking about the daily news? Not really. Though I love the fact. Honestly, I really love the fact, and this is both to hold them accountable and just to verify what they're saying. I love the fact that news nowadays is archived. Like, if I wanted to watch a certain news show, a lot of news shows and radio shows and like that, if I wanted to see what someone said back in 2012, I can do that with a lot of shows, because they're now being archived as videos or audio files, instead of just being broadcasted live through radio, and then once it's out on the radio, a second later it's gone. I love how there are archives. And the great thing about the archives is, again, you can fact check what people say. If someone was saying, I predicted this economic collapse, or I predicted this big thing happening, you can go back and fact check that. You can see what the person was saying right around the time it happened. If someone was saying, I was always, like when Trump says he was for or against the Iraq war, we don't have Twitter back. We didn't have, we couldn't verify his Twitter back in 2001 or 2002. But what we could do is we can see the things from the last few years. Every time Trump says something, like people bring up old tweets of him saying, occasionally saying the opposite of what he just said. That is the nice thing about archiving stuff like that. You can do that with radio. You can do that with YouTube. So you're holding people to account by keeping the archives of this stuff, because someone can say something and you'll be like, oh, well, 5 years ago when it was something else, with someone you disagree with, you said the opposite. You can prove people as hypocrites. So that's one benefit to keeping archives. But also the other benefit is just like a lot of this stuff, especially Molyneux stuff, isn't really that time sensitive. A lot of the new stuff is, but most of it is just pure philosophy. That stuff is not time sensitive. It lasts forever. It's always good. You can go back and listen to episode like 316 of Molyneux's podcast, and chances are it'll be relevant today. I just picked an episode at random, but chances are it'll still be relevant to today. So why am I making this video? It's basically to say, like, we need to do things now. And I'm not just saying we need to do something, I am telling you what we can do. So the first thing is, there's Bitchshoot. There's all these alternatives that apparently a surprising number of people haven't heard of. But if you have heard of them, make an account. I'm not just saying like, oh, I've profited from these I'm going to profit from these companies if they get big or something like that. No, I'm just saying genuinely use them because they're good stuff. Like, tell people about them. Make an account. At least if you've heard of them and you don't have an account, make one. Try it for a day. Try it for commit to try it for a week and see what you think of it. Because the problem is now a lot of these sites, like Minds and Gab, basically have a disproportionate amount of like actual white supremacist stuff on them, and that's because generally like the average person is fine with Twitter because they're not going to get banned. At the moment, at least. But with Minds and Gab, obviously, Minds and Gab consist of the people that don't like the mainstream stuff. So it's the people with the opinions outside the Overton window. So, like, I get people all the time that show up on my Minds feed because there's an ad at the top that works as a boost to posts. But it shows up and it's like, or I might get a new subscriber, because you know how like it's the same way as Twitter, where you'll get random subscribers just from people that subscribe to everyone they see, hoping that they'll get subscriptions back. I'll get subscriptions from like Save the White Race 1488. It's like, yeah, we don't want that to be the average channel on Minds or Gab, because that scares the average person away. So the thing is, if you have anything to contribute, there's a vibrant like art community on Minds. If you have a channel, like if you produce any kind of content, if it's photography, if it's anything if it's politics, of course, but if it's anything that's not politics, start uploading stuff there. Like, diversify the community there. Make it to where the average person could be basically anything on Minds, because that'll really help. But second thing is, we need to get people to keep their channels backed up. And you can either do that yourself or get them to do it. Obviously, I have a YouTube channel if you're watching this video, or maybe you're watching it on Bitchshoot or plenty of other things. But I keep backups, personal backups of every single one of my videos. Every time I make a video, I keep it in a folder, and I have it on an external hard drive, and I have it backed up on my own computer as well. So that way, in case, if my YouTube channel is banned tomorrow, luckily everything's backed up on Bitchshoot, but if I wanted to try a new social media thing, I have all my videos that I could upload there. And I have my website as well, nkreider.com, which links, I always have that in the description, which links to everything, like every article, every video I've ever done. It links to all of them on every social media site that they're on. So I know some of the links for PewTube are probably broken down, because I guess that's gone for good. But yeah, I try to keep like an archive of all that, because that's stuff that's important stuff. I don't want to lose it. Like, I don't want to put all this work into stuff and then lose it. So basically, like, yeah, that's one big thing. Archive your stuff, and archive the stuff of people you like. Like, there are certain channels that I like. Molyneux, for example. Every time I listen to a podcast and I download it, because I don't really do the video stuff much, but every time I listen to an audio podcast, I keep the podcast. I don't delete it after I'm done listening to it. I keep it because it's such a small file. Space is so cheap. I keep it. I get he has it all backed up on his website, which is great. That is awesome. He has it all backed up on his website, which means that even if they were to take down all of his channels, he'd lose his videos, which are a big shame, but at least the audio would still be there. Although, what happens if his website goes down? What happens if he loses? I don't know. Like, it's a big what if kind of thing. I used to think, I used to do it just because I have very poor internet access. So I usually download entire channels or lots of new videos that I'll find myself interested in because my internet is bad. My internet's pretty awful and pretty unreliable. I'm using a phone hotspot as my internet at the moment. So what I do is I download the stuff. That way, if my internet's unreliable, I can still watch them. But now I'm doing it because it seems like people might actually lose it. I downloaded quite a bit of the Alex Jones show, which is now gone off YouTube. So it's entirely possible that I might have the only copy of some videos out there, which is insane. I might have the only copy. That's insane to think of. Hopefully it's not true. But yeah, the way it works basically is if they lose this stuff, you need to make sure that they have backup. So Bitchshoot, for example, the one thing I love about Bitchshoot is Bitchshoot has a feature to where I can create my account, I can create a channel, and then I can set it up with my YouTube ID, with my YouTube channel ID. And basically what happens is I don't even have to upload to Bitchshoot, but yet my videos are there. I upload a video to YouTube, Bitchshoot within a half an hour or so sees that there's a new video on my channel, and it uploads it to Bitchshoot as well. Which is that is my favorite feature of anything. That is wonderful. So now, literally anyone that uploads videos, anyone that you like, that you think has even the slightest chance of getting banned, because this doesn't just happen to political YouTubers, this happens to all kinds of YouTubers, all kinds of people, left, right, side of the political spectrum. This happens to anyone. And a lot of it, it could be because it's political, it could be because the algorithm is just so bad that, if I talk about something, generally YouTube's algorithm isn't that good at telling if I'm for or against it. So if I start talking about, white nationalism, YouTube might want to censor my channel because it thinks I'm for it when I could actually be against it, I am against it. When I upload a video, saying white nationalism is bad or something like that, YouTube would could put a strike on that because it thinks that I'm supporting it. It sees this as we're getting into some scary ideas here. We need to block that. So that's why it seems that just about anyone on either side of the spectrum can get taken down because they're talking about the same stuff, and the algorithm can't necessarily tell if it's for or against. At least that is what I believe. I could be entirely wrong. It could be targeted. Because the thing is, it seems to be happening to conservatives and right-wingers a lot more. But that's because I fly in those certain circles. So, because every often I'll look at, I have certain connections, certain people I follow that are deep within the left wing that'll give me, that'll post stuff that gives me a good idea of what's going on over there. And all kinds of their channels gets blocked. It's just that we don't follow those circles, or I don't follow those circles. So it's kind of hard to tell. You never hear about it. And that's why, most people probably don't know that Molyneux's channel, it has 2 strikes right now because they don't really follow his stuff. And it's that's fine. That's just how the world works. But anyone can be taken down. So if there's someone you like and you cannot find them anywhere else on the internet except for YouTube or whatever, send them an email. I don't know. Comment on some of their videos saying hey, you should put your stuff on Bitchshoot. Or if they don't want to do it, if they don't respond to, if they're a super big channel and you're afraid they could be taken down, archive it yourself. There are tons of YouTube downloaders out there. There are tons of features. If you have YouTube Red, you can do that. But there are tons of other ways as well to download entire channels. There are ways where I have a button that I can download any YouTube video. But I have in the past used things where literally, as long as you have the space, it's a program, you put in the channel ID, it'll go through, download the entire person's channel. Hopefully it's not hundreds of thousands of videos. But yeah, it'll download an entire channel. And it's okay, just keep it on a hard drive somewhere. Keep it on an external hard drive. If you're someone that has lots of space, do that. Just keep a copy. Chances are you might never have to use it. You'll probably never need to use it. But if you can, if the opportunity arises, if their channel's taken down, at least there is a copy. Because of course your hard drive could fail, So, or whatever you're backing it up on could fail. So hopefully other people are doing this as well. Recommend other people do it. Keep multiple copies. Because that's entirely possible. Like, there are a lot of YouTubers out there where when you upload a video once a week for like 2 years or so, that's not much space. It's really not that much space at all. Like, that's something easily you could probably fit on a large flash drive. Or something you could just keep on your own computer. Like, that's not that much space. At least to me, I probably got maybe like 12 terabytes worth of space on all my storage spaces combined. But no, this is becoming vital, and it's unfortunate because I'll miss it sometimes. Like, Sargon's the new Me Media channel. It was his third channel. Was taken down. Was due to a copyright strike by Destiny. It was taken down. All of those videos are gone. I don't know if he has copies and maybe just never re-uploaded them, because I don't know what that channel was about because I never watched it and I never archived it. But I could have had it archived, so we could have brought that channel back. I don't know, or we could have put it on Bitchshoot at least, somewhere else, even if YouTube were to take it down right away because it's the same stuff. You could put it on another channel. You could have kept a backup. But, yeah, that's my whole point of this video. It's just I'm getting upset. And for the people that are like, I'm becoming slightly more open to the whole, like, we need to regulate them as public platforms things. I'm slightly more open to it, but overall still against it because that's a long-term thing. Because the thing is, like, you're telling the people that want censorship to regulate these companies and stop them from censorship. And that's what I'm concerned about, that is such a hard thing to do that would take probably years before something like that happens. Instead, you gotta support the alternatives. You got, like Bitchshoot, for example. Unfortunately, Bitchshoot's analytics aren't good enough that I can't tell without looking and keeping track exactly what videos get views and when. YouTube, I can do that, which is nice. So Bitchshoot, like, I really hope Bitchshoot rolls out a thing where, like, I could see, these are all the videos on my channel. These are how many videos, like, these are all the views I got on my channel in the last certain number of days. This is, again, like, watch time would be nice, but just, like, hey, a way that I could look and say, you got 20 views yesterday, 6 of them were from this video, 5 were from this video, 2 were from this video, whatever, over the last, 7 days, 48 hours, 24 hours, whatever. But BitChute, I'm getting a ton of new views. Like, I'm just noticing how my overall view count is really jumping up by, like, hundreds a day. Or I should say 100 a day. I don't want to, like, be hyperbolic. By, like, 100 views a day. And it seems to be right around the time all this censorship is happening. So I'm guessing that's because more people are using BitChute, and that is great. That is absolutely great. But yes, I think they might actually have a chance. And the thing is, I donate money to them, but I'm not investing money in them. I just donate. Like, I'm not getting anything financial out of this by recommending them. I just think it's great. But what I will do, if I remember, in the comments section, I found this really neat thing over on the UK Being Libertarian page, which is just a list of, like, it's just an image of, here's the legacy media version, here's the alternative. So there's YouTube, then there's BitChute, there's Facebook, then there's Minds, there's Twitter, then there's Gab. And they even include other things like browsers, I believe, and email services, stuff like that. So I will, if I can remember, include the link to that in the description if you want to download that and share that around, because I think it's nice. Like, that's a nice image just for people that are easy to see instead of a wall of text saying these things exist. It's a really nice picture with logos and everything. So I recommend that. This video went way longer than I meant to. I meant it to be like 5 minutes, but I got rambly. But yeah, that's my point. Like, instead of saying, like, someone should really do something about it. Someone should, like, really, like, this is bad that this is happening. We should regulate it. Like, okay, if you want to go that route, like, if you want to go the route of regulation, that's fine. But there are things you can do right now, like, to actually make this better. And it's simple. Like, download someone's videos to a hard copy. Keep a backup of them. Convince them, like, let them know, like, hey, there's this alternative, BitChute. You can just set it up and leave it alone. That's so easy. And obviously it's beneficial for them because they'll be getting views on that platform. Whoops, sorry. That was my phone. But there's so many other things they can do. And it's so easy. It's just like, it's so simple. And we're talking, Molyneux has 2 strikes right now. And all he needs is a third, and his channel is gone. So that's the thing where every time I watch a video of his, every time I listen to an episode of his on his podcast, I download it and I keep it. Just about everything I watch, I keep a copy of, just about. because most of what I watch is on YouTube and not like cable TV or that. But everything I try to archive. Because all you need to do is, if someone loses it, then it's like, what? Now again, like, there might be a 1% chance that Molyneux's channel gets deleted, but that's still too high for me. Like, that's still too high. We need to keep this stuff. And there's so many other channels that it's like, the old stuff is nice because the old stuff still gets views. The old stuff is like, there's so many channels out there that hopefully you watch that where they upload stuff and it's not time sensitive. It's stuff that lasts forever. That people can still watch 5 years down the line, and it'll be worthwhile. Like, it's still good stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna cut myself off here. This is going on way too long. But yeah, basically, let me know what you think in the comments. Do what I say. But no, I highly recommend this stuff. If you have anything better, let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like this video if you enjoy, whether you're on YouTube or Bitchshoot, however you're watching this. Subscribe for more. And thanks for watching.